Alright, family, how y'all doing? Once again, you see I turn the light on this time. Per usual, black love, black pride, and black power. You have to know yourself, to love your people. Check your ego immediately before we continue forward, because this one is definitely going to strike a couple of chords. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm gonna say the shit that nobody really wants to hear. I look at things holistically, I look at things in depth, and then I try to bring it to you, in a way that is relatable and understandable. I'm not saying nothing but facts, but people still manage to get their feelings hurt. You don't like it, then do something about it. That's not whining and complaining, especially because the truth don't change because your feelings hurt. With that being said, we're gonna jump right in to today's topic. And to this moment's topic, and that is religion. We're going to talk about religion, guys. Religion as a form of escapism. Yeah. So let's just dive right in, okay? Point blank, black people use religion as a crutch to escape responsibilities for our surroundings, our environments, our conditions, and everything else today. And I'm breaking down how. Like this. First off, you have to be seriously tripping elephantitis balls to even be religious as an African person in the world today. Not even just in America, in the world today. To be Christian, to be Muslim, to be Hebrew Israelite, to be Jewish, to be Catholic, to be any of these religious groups, you have to be suffering from severe mental issues and psychological and emotional issues to be religious at this point, because there's no denying the facts on how we became religious in the first place. And with every single one, it has to do with colonization, imperialism, and slavery. Okay, there's no getting around that. We weren't none of this stuff before that. People try and say, oh, we were Muslim before Christian. No, because the Arabs were in there with Islam, still running sex rings, snatching up, raping black women, enslaving African people and whatnot all throughout the Middle East. They're still enslaving and have slaves from the beginning of colonization by generations all through there, and they came with Islam. Okay, that is the reason why a lot of northern and northeastern African countries and in Western African countries, the reason why they are Muslim is not because it just so happens to be that way. There is a long list of treacheries that happen for that to occur, just like with Christianity. So now that we've established the only reason why African people are religious in the first place is due to countless atrocities and whatnot, we can move forward on how we can use this, as a crutch, as a form of escapism. Now, to believe in these religious doctrines, all of them, Hebrew Israelites use the Bible just like Christians. It's the same book. I've read that whole book 3 times, so I know what I'm talking about. I've dabbled in the Quran and stuff as well, and we're not going to pretend like these books don't say what they do. A lot of times we like to pretend like these books don't say what they do. Half the time we religious and we ain't even read the book. All we know is what pastor tell us on Sunday morning. With that being said, you have these books that justify our enslavement. These books that justify our captivity, our torture, or this, or that. So ultimately, when you come at black people like, why are we in these conditions? Why are we dealing with this shit and we can do something about it? They say, oh, well, we have to just accept it because ultimately it's God's will. It's God's will that we were slaves. We were slaves. We're actually the real Hebrews or not. And we were, and that's the thing. The Hebrews are supposed to be, one of God's blessed lines. They're supposed to be blessed by God and anointed and this and the third, and they're supposed to be super special, but they've been enslaved since they became Israelites. Y'all been dealing with being enslaved since your inception as a divine group of people. So please tell me how that makes some sense. And then when you get down to the root of things, everybody always comes back to, we're being punished by God right now. We're in these conditions because we earned it, we deserved it, we're cursed, etc. I'm like, but how are you cursed and blessed at the same time? How you know, God's chosen people and he lets you be cursed your entire existence. You know, even though the Bible's only what, 6,000 years old, and all of the other religions stemmed from the Bible. Islam, Islam's Quran, I believe, is after the Bible. Catholicism, of course, was first, but they used the Bible. Judaism, they have the Torah, which I think the Torah I doubt the Torah predates the Bible, but I'm not entirely sure. You can double check me on that one. Someone let me know. But the point of the matter is, all of these religious texts all have the same idea, that God has this blessed group of people who is his chosen people who stay cursed and stay enslaved the whole damn time. 6,000 years? You've been Hebrew Israelites, y'all been enslaved for 6,000 years? Black Christians, we've been doomed and destined for slavery and indentured servitude for 6,000 years. Got me fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm African. I'm divine. I did not earn this. I did not deserve this. There is just a cancer to the universe, cancer to this planet going on right now, and that is the reason why I'm in this place. When you are able to take the blame away from white people and white supremacy and their, you know, treachery as a people, and you're able to place it on, you know, on your captivity, this and that being ordained by God, it's much easier for you to not have to deal with the problem of white supremacy and these albinoid people running around here causing chaos and destruction to this planet. It's a lot easier to say, you know, it's in God's hand or it's God's will, than to say I need to accept responsibility for my conditions and stuff, and realize that no, it is not my fault that I'm in the conditions and stuff I am today, but there's something I can do about it to make it better. There's something I can do about it to change that. It's much easier to put it in God's hands. You know, it's much easier to, you know, it is, and you don't see the form of escapism here. Fucked up shit happens to niggas all the time, and the first thing they want to do is forgive and pray, and then fucked up shit keeps happening to niggas all the time, and they keep forgiving and praying. It's much easier to put it in God's hands than it is to take matters into your own hands. And that is why they beat the Bible into us when they first started snatching niggas up. That is why they beat the Quran into us when they first started invading niggas' places and stuff. That is why the first thing they did was indoctrinate us with religion, because ultimately it takes away our ability to see what the real problem is, and it takes away our ability to see that we have the power to do something about it. And it's much easier to deal with the Negro that'll go beg God for help than to take matters into their own hands. It's much easier to rape the wife of a Negro who's on his knees praying that master don't take her than one who's ready to knuckle up if you think you're gonna touch my wife. You know, it's much easier to do a whole lot. It's much easier to kill a nigga who, you know, who's on his knees and in prayer than it is to kill a nigga who is willing to fight back. That Dylan Roof shit should have never happened. There was too many people in there and too many brothers in there, and every single one of them decided that they were going to put their lives in God's hands when they had a very strong opportunity to put their lives into their own hands. You know, it's just, we gotta stop it. It's gotta stop. It's enough. I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't want to hear about it. Everybody love to make excuses on why you not doing what you could do to end white supremacy, on why you're not doing what you could do to defend your life. Niggas don't feel like our lives is worth defending because we're using religion as a crutch to make it okay for people to treat us any kind of way. And the thing is, we know we're using it as a crutch because a lot of us are punks. A lot of us was raised like bitches. We scared to fight back. Woo doo blah blue. So it's much easier to put it into God's hands. But it's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. It's just not cute. You know, I have no intention on being around, being for religious men for that number one thing right there. How are you not responsible for your own self-defense and the defense of the people around you? Why are you not responsible for your ability or inability or lack of trying to do anything to fight white supremacy? Oh, because God got you. Half these niggas out here doing, I'm not, when I say niggas, I'm talking about black men and women out here doing the most dirt, talking about God know my heart. And now you're using religion and the misunderstanding of that doctrine as a form of escapism to escape you of your responsibilities and your liabilities of the fuck shit you doing. Out here just being horrible people, but God know your heart and all is forgiven. And these concepts are even made up in your head, because really, if you look at that book, it don't quite support that entirely as you think. But then again, this is the same book that says all you have to do is accept Christ into your heart before you die, and you can be a rapist who just went and murdered and killed, 17 black women and children, but because you accepted God into your heart seconds before you died, you're going to heaven. But then again, you got someone who's never heard of the name Jesus in their life. They've been nothing but a great person, helpful, in harmony with nature, never so much as littered, humanitarian, etc. But because they're not a Christian, they die without turning their life to God, and now they're just going to have to supposedly burn in a pit of fire for the rest of eternity. Real nice. Real nice. Makes so much sense. Anywho, I'm over it, guys. I'm sorry, I'm over it now, and I'm over time as well. I really thought I was going to keep this video shorter. I'm trying to keep all my videos between 10 and 15 minutes, and even shorter if I can. But with that being said, it's got to stop. Take responsibility. Check them egos. The power is within you. No. We can't do this whole escapism crutch that we call religion no more. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. So with that being said, remember to know yourself, to love yourself, to love your people. As usual, black love, black pride, and black power. Let's check those egos at the play button and cancel that subscription to white supremacy, including White Religion Weekly. And I will see you guys next video. Peace.